The hotspot continues here, everybody, on a Monday after the election. And you know what? September is literally right around the corner. We got about maybe 48 hours and change until then. In September, if you didn't know, is National Preparedness Month. So who better to talk about what this means for our island community and the opportunities that lie within than my dear friend Jenna Bloss over at the Office of Civil Defense and Homeland Security. Good morning, Miss Jenna. How are you?
Good morning. Day, Jason. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, and I know you're always gearing up. This National Preparedness Month means so much on a national scale, clearly by definition, but it has a lot of local applications which span generations. I mean, it's not just okay. Preparedness is only for people that work at certain companies, or it's only for youngsters, or it's only for old folks and everything. It's an obligation for each one of us Guamanians to really take this seriously.
Absolutely. We all have a responsibility. And I do want to thank you so much for having me. Our office is promoting National Preparedness Month. This is a nationwide initiative. It's actually led by the Department of Homeland Security and our FEMA partners through their Ready.gov campaign. It's held each September, and it began as the tragedies of 9/11 in 2001 heightened the importance of the nation to be more prepared. So we're following a nationwide initiative to observe each September to raise awareness about the importance of preparing for disasters and emergencies that could happen at any time. It's a month-long initiative, so we're really highlighting that we can use preparedness year-round, but you can use the month of September to prepare for all types of hazards.
And now I know when I was young, because I went to public school, right? So it was always okay. We have to know what to do in the event of a typhoon. There is the possibility of earthquakes, possible tsunamis, and everything. But the scale and scope, as we've learned in the past 3 years, there are viruses that could spring up out of nowhere and like affect basically the entire world. There are geopolitical threats that affect our national security and everything. So can you maybe, as simply as you can, kind of like break down exactly how wide that spectrum is of things that we should be concerned about?
Absolutely. Guam is susceptible to so many different types of natural hazards, but we're also concerned with man-made threats, cyber attacks, foreign nation state threats, all different types, especially where we're located in the Pacific region. We are located in what's called Typhoon Alley. We work very closely with our partners with National Weather Service, and the amount of information that we receive from them that lets us know what types of natural hazards can impact us and that have happened to us in the past. It just goes to show the importance of being prepared for all different types. There are steps that we can take to prepare for all types of hazards, and kind of plug and play different types of preparedness activities that can help you through different types of hazards. We're promoting different ways that we can build your emergency preparedness kit, different ways that you can promote creating your family emergency plan, creating an evacuation plan, all different types of planning activities that you can do throughout the month of September. That way, if an actual natural hazard does happen, you're able to be prepared.
Now, of course, on Guam, like and Jenna, I know like how much being a Guamanian means to you, and you're an island girl through and through. So the concept of Malik, right? We talk about it all the time on this show, is taking care of our neighbors and and being good. It's not just about having the knowledge of oneself to say, okay, I know there are threats out there or things could happen, but it's also having a network of resources and knowing who to go to if something is weird, goes sideways and everything like that. So what are the resources that that I could tap if I think something strange is up?
Yeah, so preparedness, you're absolutely right. Preparedness is a whole community approach. It really takes every individual as part of our community in order to create a more resilient community as a whole. The theme for this year's National Preparedness Month is a lasting legacy. It's really about teaching that the life you've built is worth protecting
That's
and
very
preparing
clever.
for
Who came up with
disasters. So FEMA, they create
that?
these, yeah, they create these different themes each year. And this one's really about preparing for disasters to create a lasting legacy for you and your family.
Because I was going to say
A
that
lot,
sounded like a Jenna Bloss theme. That's something that yeah,
no, we can't take credit for that.
because it's so brilliant. It could come from your mind,
Oh
right?
my gosh. But yeah, it's really about teaching the youth of our community about different ways that we can prepare. A lot of the youth of our community haven't been through a devastating or catastrophic event, thankfully so. Our most uh, the most recent devastating typhoon that impacted us was back in 2002 with Super Typhoon Pongsonghua. So if they have not seen a devastating typhoon before, we've had typhoons leading up to now, but if they have not seen a devastating typhoon before, the impact of that is not something that you can imagine. So it's about talking to the youth of our community, explaining that these types of events, even large earthquakes, these type of events do happen here on Guam. Now is the time to prepare for them. We don't want to be surprised when it does happen. We want to be more prepared. Talk to the children in our family, in our households, and let them know your experience. You can share where you were and what age you were, and what you went through when you've been through these devastating events, because we've seen them. We've seen them in the past. I was around for a few of them, and if you've never seen it before or no one's ever talked to you about it, it's really, really surprising. And to prepare someone for that, it takes a lot of discussion and a lot of planning beforehand.
There is that cliche when they say, like, if you've ever witnessed the awesome power of Mother Nature, youngsters really need to have like respect for exactly what that means. And for those of us that are old enough to have actually been through some big typhoons, or the big 8.1 earthquake of 1993 and everything like that, it'll really give you different perspective on life and of how things are out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know that these events do happen and they will happen again. So again, we're just really using the whole month of September to talk to our families about preparedness, figure out different ways that you can prepare your family, your unit. And there are different ways that you can do that. You can take the whole month of September to build your emergency kit, just by adding one item a day. So then you'll have 30 items at the end of the month of September in your emergency kit with non-perishable food items, things that are important to your family. Maybe the children need coloring books or a special blanket, or medication for those that need it, planning for your pets. All of those take advanced planning purposes. So it's important to start now before a disaster does happen.
And
Make
you can
those
make it a
plans.
fun family activity. As you
Yeah,
said to me many,
absolutely.
many times over the years, this doesn't have to be just, okay, get a bunch of batteries and throw them in, like a
Right.
resealable bag, and, get some flashlights, and, get the kind of food that, you only eat during, typhoons and everything. You can actually have like perishable, granola bars and stuff that you like to eat. But, if you have to live in those conditions, knock on wood, for, an extended period of time, your family is ready. So for the youngsters, it keeps them busy, it keeps them, focused. And for mom and dad, it gives them peace of mind.
Yeah, and it gives them some type of ownership. If you let them put in their
Right.
favorite item, their favorite food, it connects them with that preparedness kit, and it lets them see, okay, this is important for our family, including me. They can put in items that are important to them. So yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely.
Okay, so Jenny, can I talk about one thing for a sec? Because in addition to, maybe giving the youngsters some retrospective view of what we've gone through as a community here on the island, one thing that, spans generations now is the internet. And you talked about cyber threats initially. So everybody's familiar with what it means to be online, and everybody's connected to, like, 10 million social networks these days. What should people know about what threats exist and are floating around in the ether every single day, just by carrying around your phone, what they should be aware of?
Yeah, so our office has pushed out some information about being able to identify spam, or being able to identify phishing attempts, or those that are trying to get personal identification information from you, and ways that you can prevent that. Talking to your family members about not sharing their personal information online, and even the elderly as part of our community that are, if they're receiving messages asking for personal identification information, it's important to not share that information online. One of the oldest, uh, one of the oldest themes that we promote is think before you connect. So sometimes people will send us a link that we can't verify. It comes from a source that we don't know. So it's important to think before you actually click on that link, because that
Mm.
can lead to being, receiving a virus through your phone or through your computer. There are so many different ways. We do have on our website on ghs.guam.gov, which is a completely safe website. You're able to visit that with your
That one's legit.
children.
Trust me. I've been there. I've been
Yeah.
there 1,000 times.
Yeah, so you can visit ghs.guam.gov. We do have some cyber tips on there as well. We share a lot of our information that we receive from U.S. Department of Homeland Security. A lot of great details on there and how you can stay safe online.
And I know one thing, again, talking about the network of resources that you guys have been able to assemble and manage over the years, is that, the Marianas Fusion Center is actually stands ready, and you've got trained professionals who are really, really good at this kind of stuff. that if you see some kind of weird message and you're just not sure, send him a screenshot, kick it over to him and everything like that. The best thing that you can do is actually just report it. Best case, it winds up being nothing. Worst case, you just identified a new possible threat that could harm you or your family on Guam. And so you've done your part. And I guess that's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that mention of our Mariana Regional Fusion Center. They do on our website as well. You can also find information for how to connect with them. If you see anything suspicious, you're able to report that to the proper authorities. From the Mariana Regional Fusion Center, they can share that information with local law enforcement, federal if it needs to be. That way they can tie in all of the different details that they receive and see if there's any connection between the different reports. So it's really important. If you see something, say something. Absolutely.
Exactly. The worst thing to do is not to do anything at all. I mean, just speak up. No harm in asking the question and everything. Again, that's enough Malik right there. You're just saying like, hey, this may look a little sketch. I'm just going to try and report it. So.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, Jenna, wrapping up, anything else that people should know or what they can expect starting September 1st?
Yeah, sure. So throughout the month of September, our office is hosting a lot of different events. Coming up first is Friday, September 2nd. Governor Lulian Guerrero will sign the National Preparedness Month proclamation. That's Friday at 11:30 a.m. We're actually going to be doing it in person at the Adelup Large Conference Room. We're really excited to welcome our partners there to help us celebrate the NPM proclamation signing. We do have some contests that we're hosting for all schools, elementary, middle school, and high school. The complete list of details can be found on our website again. We did send information to all of the different schools. We're looking for participation in this art contest that we're hosting. It's tied to the theme of National Preparedness Month. And it's really about showing your creativity to see different ways that you're able to showcase your preparedness. So we're looking forward to seeing those. We've received so many different submissions in previous years. So we're looking forward to see the talent that comes out of that. And there's also opportunity to receive prizes at the end of the month. We're also going to be hosting social media contests. So stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram. Nice. You can find us on Guam Homeland Security or type in GHS OCD. From there, you'll be able to participate in some of the contests that we have online.
Follow them on social media, you guys. It's not a bunch of stuffy content that's irrelevant that you're just going to get bored with. They produce a lot of really, really good stuff. And Jenna, I just want to say, as a social media nerd, you guys are doing a fantastic job out there. Your social media channels are really top notch and very, very good.
Oh, we appreciate that. Yeah, we have a really good team here. And also we're hosting a lot of different trainings for our partner agencies. We do have a what's called Typhoon Alley tabletop exercise that's coming up. We do this every year. We participate with our partner agencies to discuss response efforts to a catastrophic typhoon scenario. We're hosting trainings for different schools. We do have outreach initiatives that we're doing at some elementary schools. We do have a jam-packed month of September. One thing that we're doing this year that we've never done before is we're hosting a FEMA distribution center warehouse tour for our partner agencies at the end of the month. All of those different organizations that play a role in our emergency operations center, they'll be able to see firsthand the resource request process from our federal partners through Guam Homeland Security Civil Defense.
I was going to say, if you guys could only see Jenna Blas's Google Calendar, not one day in September is not marked off with awesome activity. well, first of all, if you can see Jenna Blas's Google Calendar, you got to report that to Mariana's Fusion Center because somebody's leaked it out, and that's not cool. But no worries about there. I know you guys have security locked down, but yeah, you guys are doing so much for our community, Jenna, and September is going to be fantastic. Let's get to work.
Thank you so much, Jason. We appreciate your support and helping to get the message out. And we look forward to seeing how everyone is participating in their National Preparedness Month.
All right. That's Jenna Blas, everybody. Very, very concerned about the well-being of Guam and very concerned about getting the word out to you. Also, very concerned about being a soccer star, which she is, and I'm very proud to know Jenna's athletic dominance. So, Jenna, always good to catch up with you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate it.
Okay, and I'm probably going to get it, so... She's going to get mad at me afterwards, but it's
not cool. Even. Thanks so much.
All right, Jenna, thanks so much.
Bye.